Big games are prone to pacing issues. They tend to be packed with all kinds of different systems that each have to adhere to each other's sense of flow. Skillfully weaving a player's attention through peaks and valleys in both play and narrative is no easy task. Rise of the Tomb Raider doesn't altogether sidestep the shortcomings of modern AAA design, but it is an amazingly well-paced game. A culmination of years of practiced game principles, a masterclass in design whose highest purpose is to create gripping, explosive action. You would be hard-pressed to find a more state-of-the-art piece of bubblegum. It's hard not to be sarcastic or dismissive about a game with nothing to say that hasn't already been said or done before. Right off the bat, Rise of the Tomb Raider tries to have its Uncharted 2 moment. An in-media res back and forth between an icy, treacherous mountain and Lara's putting together the pieces of her expedition. The introduction manages to remain exciting because of the aesthetic qualities of the action, but it's a little on the nose for a series reimagined to capitalize on Uncharted's success. It's actually a shame that Rise of the Tomb Raider pays any homage to Uncharted, because the game's cutscenes featuring a darker, grittier spin on Indiana Jones's archaeology antics are unanimously the worst part of the game. Lara Croft races against a group of self-serious maniacal villains prone to killing their own henchmen to potentially discover the secret to immortality. There's a little more to it than that, but the linear narrative largely exists to string together the game's various set pieces. And it's pretty effective at doing that. Unless you want to get picky about things like, hey, shouldn't so-and-so need a heavier coat in this weather, or what happened to the bodies of all those baddies I just massacred 2 seconds ago? The transitions between scenes do an excellent job of moving you between vistas without you realizing how sectioned off each area is. And the quality of the world building is key, because ultimately that's what ends up being the gripping through line: Lara versus the environment. The visceral elements of Rise of the Tomb Raider are awfully impressive. Few games do such a great job making it feel like concept art has been brought to life. Seeing Lara plodding through thick snow into the cold black night while the biting wind whips her hair into her face is completely effective, as are the moments of steep vertigo during climbing sections thanks to the game's camera work. When Lara is isolated and alone against nature, as opposed to a military militia, there's a palpable sense of danger. Yes, the game is still extremely violent, and yes, the violence is still used exclusively for shock value, but the startling nature of the brutality feels consistent with the harsh look of the environments themselves. Usually. For all of the action, all the bombast, all the linear moments in Rise of the Tomb Raider, the game manages to stay exciting. Core to this is the game's tombs, which functionally reset your intrigue and engagement. The first tomb that you come across is a large ship suspended vertically in a wall of ice. It's clever, packed with unique design, and slows everything down long enough for the rest of the game's systems to seem novel all over again. And this is true for all of these side tombs. In fact, Rise of the Tomb Raider might have some of the best pacing and flow in 2015. Making it comfort food in the vein of Link Between Worlds and Middle-earth Shadows of Mordor, games that I couldn't put down, but also can't remember anything about. Thank you all so much for listening. We have plenty of other essays here to enjoy if you'd like, and keep talking about games, they're the best.